Hi darlings, thank you so much for joining me on my channel. I have Brave Little Taylor's set. It came out on a Tuesday and I know I'm a little late. I usually show her sets right away, but I wanted to give you a quick glimpse, that way I can get into the Bible study with me, Bible journaling process. So her set is called Falling for Jesus and it has all the fall goodness. I'm sure many of you saw it, but it has cute pumpkins. It has these girls in this beautiful, cute little fall outfits. She also has acorns and some title starters that pair with the scripture. On the first page, it has all the scripture at the top. And I'm loving these pumpkins and the acorns, super cute. Love the girls as well and their outfits. The last page also has some journaling cards and some labels. I printed this one on cardstock so I can use it. She also has some word fetties and her iconic frames. So now that you saw all the goodness, I'm going to go ahead and dig in. You guys know that I usually do my Bible study notes for Taylor's set within this Happy Planner notes. I have all Closer Than Ever, Postcards from Paul, Happy or the Sad. So I'm going to continue this one in here. I'm going to dig in to Deuteronomy chapter 4, verses 4 through 6. And let's put you on fast forward and let's dig in. So I start off cutting out some of the elements I already knew that I wanted to use from this printable set. I am doing some Bible study notes from what I looked up in my reading. And as you know, I always like reading scripture and also doing a study on, words that I find. And it was no different here. I did the same. I'm pulling out some of my washi that I think would coordinate nicely. And now I'm just grabbing some alphas that I have. I had these in my stash. They are clear alpha stickers from By the Well for God. So I wanted to pull out some of the fall colors that I thought would match as well. And now I'm just going to lay out my elements as I do to kind of get a feel of how I'm going to put this page together. All the pumpkins are so cute. I love the different patterns that she added. And if you know me, I am a lover of buffalo plaid. There's so much of it in my home. So I knew I just wanted to use all the buffalo plaid elements in the first entry. I am going to add the title, the Shema, which is where I did most of my digging for this first day that I started in her printable. And just to give you some background information, the Shema, it refers to a couple of lines from the book of Deuteronomy, which is in chapter 6, verses 4 through 5. This actually became part of the daily prayer in ancient Hebrew tradition. And just to read out what it says, it reads, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might." So those verses actually became what is the equivalent to us of the Lord's Prayer. So, many times we use our God, our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. And that's a very traditional thing in prayer for Christian tradition. Well, for the Jewish people, for the ancient Israelite tradition, they would use these verses in place of that. So I did a little bit more digging and I loved how it explained that the English word listen renders the Hebrew word Shema. So it was actually saying, people of God, Israel, listen. These were combined with other passages from the Torah as well. And I love that because it was part of their tradition, they had it written and they would hang it on their garments. They would give it to their children. They would have it in the entrance of their homes. And how beautiful is it that these beautiful words saying, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, and with all your might. I think that is beautiful that was like the base of their day. They made it a daily practice in their life. Over on my page, I also added some stamping. I used this autumn leaf stamp from By the Well for God. It was, I believe, from last year, and I had it in my stash. I have been pulling all the fall goodness so I can do all of my entries through the fall season. So I'm just laying down all of the items that I wanted to use. I love that I use first the leaves, because that way I can kind of have the white space filled in and then layer my element over. I also went in and I hand wrote out all of my notes on this journaling card, and you'll see me here add that to my page as well with this beautiful buffalo plaid washi that unfortunately is almost at the end of the row. This actually is from 2 years ago, an illustrated faith kit, and I'm really trying to use it sparingly because it's my favorite buffalo plaid washi, but I do not have any more, and I don't know anybody that sells them. So I fuss with this a little bit more just so I can make all of my items fit on here. I'm going to add this cute coffee cup that also has buffalo plaid. If you know me, I absolutely love buffalo plaid. It's everywhere in my home, so it's really giving me all the fall vibes right now. I add in this cute little girl that says "with all my heart." And you'll also see me add some word fetty towards the top and a cute little acorn that has some yellow in it, so I can bring some of that yellow from the small pumpkin on the bottom towards the top. I'm using alphas again to put down the word "listen, O Israel," just to remind me that that was the introduction part to the Shema, and that Shema basically means listen in the English language. I love to take things that I learn and put them boldly in my notes because it just helps me remember and retain what I learn. Another interesting fact that I found about the meaning of Shema is that the opening line, "Listen, O Israel," wasn't just about listening like the sound waves in your ear, but rather it was listen so that you can let the words sink in, that it provides you understanding, and that it will generate a response. So it was encouraging the people of Israel to not only listen, but to also work and apply that in their life. So it was in essence a call to action. I really loved learning about Shema. That is it, darlings. I use some of the stamping in the background. It's a really simple page, but I love how it turned out. I am going to work on that second page on another part of it, but I really enjoyed getting into the Shema and what it means, both for us and the nation of Israel in that time. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please consider subscribing, hitting that like button, and leaving me any questions or comments below. I will link everything in the comments, and thank you so much for joining me. God bless, darlings.